Hello, my name is Avital, and today we are going to learn a poem. A poem is not a song. People say it's like a song, but no. A poem has no music. A song, somebody sings the song. A poem, you read it. The name of the poem we are going to learn today is Count That They Lost by George Eliot. So now if I ask you, can you recognize the poem? Can you understand the poem Count the Day Lost? Can you explain the value of helping others? So this is what we are going to do in this lesson. First, we're going to watch a short video clip. I want you to tell me, or you tell yourself after the clip, how does the clip make you feel?
เขาจะได้อะไรถ้าเขาทำแบบนี้ทุกวันเขาจะไม่ได้อะไรเลยไม่ได้รวยขึ้นไม่ได้ออกทีวีไม่มีใครรู้จักไม่ได้มีชื่อเสียงที่มากขึ้นเพราะสิ่งที่เขาได้คือได้แค่ความรู้สึกได้เห็นความสุขได้เข้าใจได้ความรักได้ในสิ่งที่เงินซื้อไม่ได้ได้โลกที่สวยงามกว่าเดิมในชีวิตคุณอะไรคือสิ่งที่คุณต้องการมากที่สุด
ไทยประกันชีวิตเชื่อในความ
So how does the clip make you feel? Good, happy, hopeful? What did we see in the clip? We saw a man, a kind man. Kind is good, a good man. And he does good things for other people. He made many people happy, and that made him happy too. Look at these sentences. I want you to take a moment and try to fill in the sentences according to the clip we just saw. You try it by yourself for a few seconds. Okay, I hope you tried, and I hope that now, when we do it together, you see that you are good. First, you can use the same word in a few places, because what is surprised? Surprised is when somebody does not expect something and it happens. Not hungry, I mean, if you eat a lot, you're not hungry anymore. Glad and happy are synonyms, which means they have the same meaning. Glad and happy. So let's see. The man feeds the dog. The man feels happy. And the dog is not hungry anymore. He was hungry before, he isn't hungry anymore. Thanks to the man, because did you see the man gave him half of his food? The man gives money to the mother. You saw the poor mother asking for money. She is surprised, right? Every time he gives her the money, she is surprised. And this makes him, he's glad. He's very happy. And then you have the man gives bananas to the old lady. At the beginning, she doesn't know who put the banana. She goes like, wow, where are the bananas from? So at the beginning, the man gives the bananas. She feels surprised. She feels glad. And the man is happy. In all these examples, you see the person who does the good things is also happy. So now we're going to go over some of the most important words in the poem. So to count on is to rely on. For example, I count on my friend. I know that when I tell her something, she will do it. To count on someone. When you count something, it's like 1, 2, 3, to count the numbers, to number the things. For example, I can count the students in my class. Not now, but in my class, I can count them. So, and when I say it counts, it means that it's something important. For example, English, knowing English, counts all over the world. You have to know English. English is an important language. It counts. There are other words that are very important for the understanding of the poem. At the set of sun, it's when the sun goes down, okay? For example, so just a minute. It's when the sun at sunset, when the sun goes down. An act is something that you do, something that you yourself do. An action, like an action. Self-denying is when you do something not for yourself, but for someone else. A deed. A deed is something good. For example, the man in the clip gave bananas to the neighbor. That was a deed. To do something good. To ease, like easy, to ease, is to make it better. Some people have difficult life, and we can ease it for them. A glance is a look, but it's like a very short, quick look. It's like this, a glance. To cheer is to make someone happy. If you see someone sad, you have a friend that is sad, so what you're supposed to do is like, come on, let's go up, come on, to cheer up. Maybe you know the cheerleaders in basketball games or football games, cheerleaders, they come with these big pom-poms because they want to make people happy. Sunshine is the rays of the sun. To trace is to remember, to recall. For example, I have to trace my glasses. Where did I put them? To look for something, to remember where I put them. A soul is something inside of you. A soul, the spirit. So now, what we're going to do now, I'm going to let you hear the poem Count the Day Lost. But before you do that, what I think you should do is take a moment, go over these words and really see that you know them. Without understanding these words, it's going to be a bit difficult for you. So take 1 minute to go over the words again. I'm going to wait, and then I'm going to let you see and hear the poem. Somebody is going to read it for you. So 1 moment. An act, self-denying, a deed, to ease, a glance, to cheer, sunshine, to trace, a soul. These are important words in the poem. Let's hear how the speaker reads the poem.
Count That Day Lost by George Eliot. If you sit down at set of sun and count the acts that you have done, and counting find one self-denying deed, one word that eased the heart of him who heard, one glance most kind that fell like sunshine where it went, then you may count that day well spent. But if through all the livelong day you've cheered no heart by yea or nay, if through it all you've nothing done that you can trace that brought the sunshine to one face, no act most small that helped some soul and nothing cost, then count that day as worse than lost.
So, I want you now, if you can, because this is a recorded lesson, if you can even go rewind this and hear it again. I want you to try and understand what are the two main parts of the poem. It's already a clue. I'm giving you some kind of a hint here because the poem has two parts. Go over the recording. go over the words that are important. We will be back in 10 minutes, and then we will understand the poem in depth, and you will try to find out on your own which are the two parts of this poem. So see you in 10 minutes. So thank you for coming back to the lesson of the poem Count That Day Lost by George Eliot. So I told you before the break, I told you that the poem is actually has two parts. And I asked you, do you think you can already understand what are the two parts of the poem? This is the first part. I'm going to read it. First, I'm going to read the whole thing, and then I will explain to you line by line. Count That Day Lost, Part 1. If you sit down at the set of sun and count the acts that you have done, and counting find one self-denying deed, one word that is the heart of him who heard, one glance most kind that fell like sunshine where it went, then you may count that day well spent. So let's go and understand what the words mean. If you sit down at the set of sun, it means at the end of the day. I love to go to the beach to see the sunset. But here in the poem they say, at the end of the day, when you sit, you count the acts that you have done. Meaning count, you remember 1, 2, 3 to start giving names of all the things that you did during the day. I don't mean, oh, okay, I ate breakfast, no. That's not what the poet means. He means the acts you did for someone else. Like the man in the clip, do you remember? He gave the dog something to eat, and he gave money for their mother so the girl could go to school. So counting the acts means actually counting the good things that you did during the day. And when you count, you find, you see that there is at least one self-denying deed a good thing, one thing that you did or said, not for yourself, for someone else, okay? That is the heart of him who heard, which means that made a person, the other person, feel better, feel good. One glance, do you remember glance is a quick look? One glance, most kind. It could be a nice smile, okay? To smile at someone is one good thing. That fell like sunshine where it went. It made the other person feel good. And it is exactly what the other person needed at that time. Then you may count that day well spent. So at that point, if you could count, if you can remember things that you did for other people, say, this is a good day. This is part 1. Part 2 is going to be exactly the opposite, which means what is not a good day. So logically, we can understand now that a day, not a good day, is a day that you haven't done, that you did nothing for someone else. This is part 2. But if through all lifelong day you've cheered no heart by yea or nay, if through it all you've nothing done that you can trace, that brought the sunshine to one's face, not act most small, that helped some soul at nothing cost, then count that day as worse than lost. And the second part talks about a day that you did nothing nothing for someone else to be happy. So 2 parts. The first one is a good day. The second one is not a good day. The first one, you did something for someone. The second part, you did nothing. Questions. On the day you did a self-denying deed, something for someone else, you are sad, you are surprised, or you feel good? Take a minute. I'm going to give you the answers soon. The speaker thinks that you can count a day as worst as lost when 1. You didn't have fun. 2. You didn't help another person. Or 3. You didn't meet the teacher at Zoom. What is the answer? I'll show you the answer. These are the answers. On the day you did a self-denying deed, you feel good. You feel that you have done something for someone else. This is the first part. But the day is worse than lost. It's a bad day when you didn't help another person. So just remember the 2 parts. But you know what? I think you already got the idea before. Another way to say no act, most small, that helps some soul at nothing cost. What is another way? Number 1, you have to do big things to make someone happy. If you can be simple, it can be really something simple you do for someone. It is like a job that you get paid for. So which one do you think is no act most small? And of course, we refer to something really, really simple. The second choice. It can be something simple you do for someone. It doesn't have to be bombastic. Think again about the clip before. It's a good example. You know, we just watered the plant. You remember the words water coming from the roof? What did he do? He put a plant. The plant was dry. And after a while, what happened to the plant? It became green again. You know, it's nothing that big. It just pushed the plant to the water stream. So it doesn't have to be something wow, like this. It can be something really, really small. What is the message of this poem? Take a minute, read this small passage, and then we are going to fill in the words together. Just take a second to read it, and we do it together. The message of the poem is that by doing something for somebody else, we are doing something about ourselves, for ourselves. It's a win-win situation. It's the same word that you can actually fill in, because it's by doing something good for someone else, it's actually we do something good for ourselves too. Now, what I want us to do is go sentence by sentence and see if, according to the poem, it's a good day, a day well spent, or a bad day, a day worse than lost. We'll do one by one. For example, if you made someone happy, is it a good day or a bad day? Of course, it's a day well spent. Number one, it's a good day. Number two, you didn't help anyone. Nothing at all. Is it a good or a bad day? Of course, it's a bad day. It's worse than lost because you didn't help anyone. You lost some money. Losing money is a bad day. It's not about doing anything, so it's a bad day, right? You help somebody, it's a good day. It's a day well spent. You made somebody sad. Maybe somebody felt very bad because of you. It's worse than lost, a bad day. You ate your favorite food. Eating favorite food doesn't mean that you helped someone. If you gave some of your food to someone else, that's a day well spent. But here, actually, we don't know that. If just it's for eating, it's for yourself, so it's not a self-denying deed, so worse, it's not a good day. You had to stay at home, so no good. It's not good enough to stay at home. If you stayed at home and helped your sister with her Zoom learning, that's a good day. But if you just stayed at home and you played on cell phone all day, no, that's worse than lost. You looked after your little brother. This is a good day if you did it from your heart. And I think that you made your parents happy and your brother happy, so it's a good day, a day well spent. If you went out with your friends, so did you help someone? Is it something special? No. So according to the poem, it means that it's nothing, it's not good and it's not, very bad. But if you did nothing with your friends or help them, so it's worse than lost. You did your homework. Homework is, if you have to do it, you have to do it. It's a duty. But it doesn't mean that it's a good thing. So again, according to count that they lost, a worse day than lost. This is just to give you examples of what the poem is about. What I'm going to show you now are 3 photos. And what we are going to do is to link them to the poem, Count That They Lost. So how are these photos connected? What do we see here in this picture? In this picture we see 2 young people. And they actually have, it says, feed the hungry children. They are feeding. They are volunteering. To volunteer is when you do some job and you don't get money. And they give these hungry children something to eat. I think that this photograph has been taken in Asia, maybe in India, maybe. But you can see that the kids are really waiting for this food. And without these children doing that, they actually would be still hungry. In the second picture here, you can see a doctor. I think it is taken somewhere in Africa. And you see this very kind doctor taking care of this child. I think that this family probably lives in a village far away from the center. The doctor can work everywhere. He can even work, I think, in the capital city. maybe even in Israel or in London and get more money. But no, the fact that he chose to be in this village and to help these people, it shows that he's a kind person. And he's doing it because he's doing something which is self-denying, not for himself, for someone else. And the last photograph is a picture I really love. You see what this teenager is holding? He's holding a small kangaroo. A few months ago, there were very, very bad fires, forest fires in Australia. And people just went out to save animals. They don't have to do that. They do it because they really care. And you know something? Now, when we had just, the coronavirus crisis, many people in Israel just went to help other people who are at risk, that they can't go out of their homes. So volunteers went and brought them shoppings, and they brought them all kind of medications and whatever they needed. Why? Because they're good people and they think of others. So here you have 6 photos, 6 pictures. What I want you to do now, look at the pictures and tell me, what do you think you can do in order to help others? Take a look. In the first picture, we see a teenager helping some old person, maybe her grandfather, maybe not. You can do that. The second one talks about being one for another, being a part of a group and to help, to support. You can do it. The third one is to give water to any animal. Some, cats, during the hot summer days, put some water for cats in the street. It is something so simple. You can do it. In the third one, you see volunteers that help the rescue workers. And some of them are teenagers, your age. In the fifth picture, you see somebody just comforting, telling good words to someone. The other one looks very sad. You probably do it with your friends. When you see your friend sad or upset, you probably help her. And the last picture is when somebody is vacuuming with a vacuum cleaner. You can help at home too. I'm sure you help anyway. You're helping, probably after you finish this lesson, you're going to help at home. These are some examples how you can help others. So to sum up, this wonderful, wonderful poem, Count the Day Lost. I am nearly sure that by now you can recognize the poem. You can understand the poem, Count the Day Lost. You can explain the value of helping others. And the last thing I wanted to show you is Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa said, "A day lived without doing something good for others is a day not worth living." This is something that she herself did to help so many other people. Be a good person. Help others, not just because you need, because you want to be a good person. I hope that you enjoy the lessons, and I hope that you understand now this beautiful, beautiful poem, Count That Day Lost by George Eliot. Thank you so much.